sharing some thoughts here on my break. I was for a long time, it's like the times we're living in are asking us to defend our ways of life in every respect because of the power and the prescience of other voices. And What's unfortunate because government exists is that people with agendas will make laws when something is weak in its defendability, regardless of whether it is perfectly acceptable under natural law. Right? And of course, the arguments about those acceptabilities, the trends of vegetarian and vegan diets, but mostly vegan diets because they seem to want to erase vegetarian diet from your mind. I swear to God, I haven't. The last vegetarian I fucking knew was Balderson, Benjamin Balderson. It's the last vegetarian I fucking knew. You know, typically he's having greens, but he's got lots of milk, lots of eggs. That's the fucking difference, right? That's the fucking difference. And now look at the price of chickens, eggs, and I mean milk is radically expensive, and I spend $8 for a quart of fucking raw milk every 2 weeks. I spend fucking money. I spend bank. And I can only get it every fucking 2 weeks. I used to be able to get it every week. But Connecticut, despite the trends everywhere the fuck else, in the interest of fucking homegrown shit, decides to make regulations that make it fucking harder. Right? Totally violating natural law. So fuck the government. Right? So it's to participate on this level of consciousness is to end up getting into real interesting places of either you choosing to challenge your morality, or that's the part of your psyche that you leave alone as an absolute in your defense, right? And I don't do that, right? And then it's a question of facing those changes if I want to say that the absolution of a thing is right. And I think that there's a misinterpretation of things. Right? I am not a vegetarian. I am an omnivore on a largely carnivore trend. But believe me, I love a hearty protein mixed salad. You know, I eat me spinach, etc., etc. Um, but there's no plant protein in spinach. I believe there's iron. I think iron content is what's in spinach, right? Um, and there's an alchemical process for iron that ought to be mastered as part of blood health, by the way. Um, and you're going to want to work with Mars to do that alchemy. So I think that there's a deep misunderstanding to those who don't have a chance, don't get a great chance to get to know everybody. That's in the One Great Work Network movement, and it comes off as and it comes off incorrectly because of how hard it is to follow the origin that it comes from. I find no true actual issue. Just, like, because the movement, although there is in a way a deep hoping we can find ourselves winning at this as vegans. um and because that kind of underlying thread is there, and it has to be there because we all love Mark. um I know vegans and I know carnivores that are big parts of this, right? We don't talk about it much. We don't talk about it much, and that's okay, I think. Because we talk about it enough, right? We talk about, we don't be hypocrites, and we're not looking for that actual level of uniformity. Nobody's ever said to me, Steve, listen, man, you've been amazing about everything, but we can't stand you for one more second uh, defending your fucking diet to the world, those pork chickens. And that's not what we are, right? That's not what we are. And and we all want to represent well, because whenever I hear most of it, in actuality, it's really nothing anybody can object to because everybody's already like that, right? It's just that we've disassociated and we're imagining that horrible things happen in the ranks of entitled fucking people, entitled by the power of government or the power of corporations' relationship to government. That these things just happen. We got big misconceptions about that, right? And so we've put up deep emotional, psychological barriers, right? But I'm still here, and I will openly talk about the way that I feel about the forced shadow work speech, is what I call it. When Mark had his dragon's breath vitriol, and at the end of the day, I said, "You have a right to have all your fucking feelings, Mark. You spitfire. I get it, man. Somebody fucking stabbed you in the back, and fucking half the movement fucking betrayed you. Fuck them. You are emotionally correct." And I might have said the same fucking thing. And we're all fucking human, and we can all fucking review that stuff. And Mark is the kind of guy that does that. I mean, you can look at Mark's fucking transformation. Look at how, like, incredibly fucking, like, fit and sharp and more powerful of a person he's fucking become because of his ability to reflect on himself in real time as he stepped up his game as the warrior he needs to be. And so I like my null zone that is not interested in being a threat to anything. Right? Well, I mean amongst my fucking family. Right? Because I will allow myself to have no fucking friends so I can fucking have friends with people that don't like me. Just because I care more about the fucking thing going on than my fucking self. And my fucking social stature or anything the fuck else. I mean, it certainly won't matter in the metal scene. All those guys want to do is what the metal heads have been wanting to do since fucking metal started, right? And this is why I love James True, because the things that he says that are the compassionation for the unconscious, it's like that's a fucking that's I'm not saying it's quote the truth, but I'm just saying thinking about it that way, which is really the only thing he's saying to do, right? It's that like they're babies, right? Just like and he shows the demonstration of the AI model being developed by the professionals many years ago, and showing the development of how this object learned to change itself to become more efficient at walking, and how it looked walking using the three-dimensional modeling to represent its processing of the data to understand its existence in space and time, right? You can fucking, is that a Turing test? Is that a baby level Turing test? Right? And so, it's wild because I got friends that are completely anti-AI and friends that are super all for it, knowing the threat is there, not under naivete. And then there's irrational human beings like Harry Cassidy. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to work very soon. But my problem is, my point is that I got my buddy Tet DeJour, who I interviewed recently about artificial intelligence in a fascinating way, right? And hey, look, right, as far as I'm concerned, artificial intelligence is just a slightly less retarded version of Wikipedia. That's kind of what AI is. It's good for getting a certain reference point that you're going to expect as being kind of mainline internet intelligence, right? Just like the collective intelligence of what these babies can accept, right? These baby consciousnesses that aren't interested in being beyonders, that can keep the psychopathers that want to be the beyonders in check. This is the way. So so the only thing I ever ask of anybody is let me have my goddamn public friends. Let let my Mark Passio friends, let me have my James True. So on and so forth. Because I want to have James on and talk about it. And I want to try to give witness from my position and from my relationship for having known so many of you fucking core guys for forever. And I'm always interested in feedback. I'd love to have chit chats about things that I've said and say, hey, are you interested in hearing a little bit of how I see things differently than you about something that you said about natural law or whatever? Because I think that what makes what we're looking for real is straight up being able to tolerate everybody's witness. But we all have to agree on enforcement of natural law when it rises up in our hearts. And I think that we're working on that. We're taking it real serious. I think that because we're taking the infrastructure, the psychic infrastructure of natural law so seriously in that it's also another level of thinking that, like, this is going to have to be like, oh my God, I'm going to have to remember all of this way. And it's just like, when you don't, it's just about being conscious of yourself and realizing, oh, well, yeah, that is all, because remember, we're all fucking persons. We're all our own. And I don't think that Mark was angry at the wrong people. I believe his rage was justified because he is a highly intelligent person. It makes rational sense why he went that way. And the only thing that matters is, who do we agree that we are? If we are something, if we in Temple of the White Dragon are something, if we in the One Great Work Network, if we are the Unslaved podcast, if we are all who are trying to be allies. If people are not psychopaths by default, and they're capable of having conversation, and personally speaking, we would all like each other just having a beer and talking about favorite movie or something, then fuck, man. This was why I got fucking angry about the James Owen Benjamin Crow 777 thing. It's the same fucking anger that I have. That's my issue. That's where I declare that I see your equivalent blind spot that holds us back from feeling like a bigger thing, from knowing that jumping into our social agreements and our friendships takes away nothing, only it adds an enrichment. Because that's the way we all talk. And so, let the dude who, I don't know, you want to call him a government apologist, but it doesn't matter because he lives like us anyway, right? That's James, right? For my One Great Work friends, that's James. He's like, I'm not 100% sure what you guys think of him, but I fucking love him. I think that his personal values are right in line, and I think he's got some very intelligent, wild angles that he has found consciousness through that are incredible and valuable. Just human and animal physiology stuff fucking alone. It's one of my favorite things that he's got going on. That plus Oracle of Mythology stuff. Whew. It's awesome applicability. So, I don't know what to tell you. But I'm telling you the way I know I can see things, because it's just like, we could talk all day about my human design chart. All right, I really got to get back to work. Catch you guys later.